The rain in Spain stays mainly in the...
Step by step through the sun and rain, over mountains, across the plains. WCBH is on the go. Join us as we walk the Camino.
Good morning, day 16, back on the path. Weather, iffy. It is a bit iffy, the weather this morning. Cheryl and the weather gear rolled the canvas and didn't put it on. At this stage, it's holding off, but there's plenty of dark clouds around, but not as long today. About 14 kilometres. Yesterday it was 23 kilometres in cold, wet, muddy conditions. Today is 14 kilometres in cold, muddy conditions, but not raining at this stage, so fingers crossed. Started out this morning in Belorado, headed to Villafranca Montes de Oca. We were in a hostel albergue last night, but had a private room. But there's definitely a difference. The noise is wonderful. You actually can hear the noise of the other guests, the albergue hostels, they'll be up partying. Might be people in the smaller area, despite us having the private room. It was fine. It was lovely. We're just sort of feeling our legs this morning, that they feel heavy. What did I say, day 16 today? Our last rest day was in Belorado. We're due for another one soon. In fact, we sat down last night and tried to arrange our accommodation and have factored in one in the next few days. So today's 14, tomorrow's 19 Ks, the day after is 19 Ks, and then we'll have a rest day in Burgos. And we've booked a nice apartment for the 2 nights in Burgos. Sherilyn seems to think that we're going to come through the cereal country soon. Wheat fields, etc. I don't think we've seen a vineyard for about a day now. So there is a change in the agriculture. Walked through about 3 or 4 towns today before we get to our town. And our town's only 14 kilometres away. So that gives you an indication of how close these towns are at the moment, where other times, you can span closer to the 20-kilometre mark before you hit a town. Now, the weather this morning when we got up was 2 degrees. I stuck my head out the window. It was 2 degrees and raining. So it is cold, but I must say 2 degrees and it not raining at the moment seems to be warmer than the 4 degrees yesterday and raining for it. It probably has warmed up a little bit, but really the rain could start at any moment now. So we're about a bit over 2 weeks in, and I estimate that we've got about a bit under 4 weeks to go. So we're coming we should be really well and truly into the swing of things and the routine of getting up and the fitness and all those sorts of things required, which I suppose we wanted to get to that stage where you see the kilometres and you think, yep, that's fine, we can get that done. Still really enjoying the challenge and the journey. Breakfast this morning was at a local cafe. Actually, the further we walk it, the cheaper it's getting, which is nice because everything's in euro. So, the Australian dollar to euro, pretty much double the price. Cheryl and I had the tortilla. Chan had a croissant. We each had a hot drink. And that came in at 11 euros something. So about the $20, $22 mark in Australian dollars. So that's not too bad for a breakfast. We're just sitting on a park bench in a town called Villafranca Bistia. Our town starts with a villa, so hopefully it means we're getting closer to our town. Villa. It's cold, isn't it? And the cold weather really seizes up my right hip. It's not warming up so far, so the hip's in a bit of pain. But just sitting down and looking at the back of my long pants, my tracksuit pants that I'm walking in, athletic tracksuit pants, and covered in mud. Yesterday I had my rain pants on, protecting them. But today I've elected not to have them on, so I have got a fair amount of mud up the back of my pants, like a bicycle riding through mud that doesn't have a mud protector on. That's what the back of my pants looks like. But anyway, the seat on this park bench is helping out. But I have not fallen over yet. I have not slipped over yet. And I think in the fallen over, slipped over tally, Sherilyn, what do you want? One fall over, but no injuries from it. Just a bit of a slip going down a concrete hill with a bit of loose gravel underneath.
No way. Big loose stones.
Big loose stones. And Chan?
6.
You think you're at 6?
4 in the shower. No, 4 in the bathroom and 2 falling into a big ditch.
What about the fallovers on day 1?
Oh, plus that one. So that's 7 altogether.
And that was, I think it's more than that. So anyway, under 10, aren't we? You're under 10. Have you fallen over 4 times in the bathroom? Maybe that's something not for the podcast. Anyway, hopefully we all stay on our feet today. And hopefully this villa town that we're getting to is just over this next hill. Well, we arrived in Villafranca Montes de Oca just after midday, so we made good time. It was only 14 kilometres, but it is very cold here. We've checked in. It's a bit of a ghost town. It's Sunday. The only thing that was open when we arrived was a bakery. Lady was very kind in there. I was able to get a coffee. We were able to buy a couple of things there, a focaccia, a sweet biscuit, and some salty corn things as well. But that looks like it's all the food that we're going to have until we leave this town tomorrow at some stage in the morning. But it is cold. It's less than 5 degrees. We've been able to warm up our room a little bit with the old style oil heater. But as soon as you step foot outside our room and you've got to go out to go to the bathroom, it's absolutely freezing cold. So I think we're going to bunker down in our room for the night, get some rest, try and stay warm, and then move on to our next town tomorrow.
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the
Step by step through the sun and rain, over mountains, across the plains. WCBH is on the go. Join us as we walk the Camino.